I'm going to be doing an elevation now. So we already did our floor plan. And we're going to need the floor plan for our elevation. We're also going to need an additional piece of paper. So obviously it's going to be a little bit more difficult because we're not here in the classroom where you have larger sheets of paper. What we're going to do is flip it over and basically just make a longer sheet of paper because our elevations are going to be drawn right above it. So I'm just going to flip it over, kind of overlap it. And I'm going to tape it. We do want to make sure our paper is straight and square. Because our drawings need to be square. Don't use too much tape because you will have to take it off at the end. So it'll end up looking like this. Okay. So what we do for the elevations is basically we're going to get an elevation of the front and the back, and then we'll work towards the sides another time. So I put the triangle at the very bottom and I lined it up. What I'm going to do is continue the lightest line. It's going to be super, super light. And I'm going to carry it up. You see? And I'm going to carry it all the way up till we get to the second paper. So my triangle isn't long enough, but I do know that because I made this floor plan square, that I can go off of this for straight lines. So I'm going to continue all the way up, and finally I made it to the second page. I'm going to do that again on the other side. Okay. Now we're going to start a ground line because remember, an elevation is looking, if we were standing in front of here, we're literally looking at that. So we would see the door and the two windows and obviously the wall, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to do a ground line, and I'm going to start my ground line probably right here on that second paper. So I'm going to flip it and get a right angle for this ground line, and now this can be darker if you'd like. We're going to take it all the way over there. So basically what these light lines did was it tells us that our building is no longer from this point to this point, and so our building, you should not see it any longer than this to this. Okay? Now what we need for elevations are heights, and we're going to go ahead and stick with just 8-foot tall rooms, because the average height of a room or home is 8 feet, sometimes 10 feet, but the most common is 8 feet. So we're going to be going up 8 feet from this point, because this is the ground, and we're going to go up 8 feet. And we are still on our 1/4 inch scale. We're going to go up to 8 feet. So 0 to 8. So find the intersection from the ground. We're going to go all the way up to 8. My line does need to be a little longer. Now I could flip my triangle, and I'm going to start using this end. go up to 8 feet. Rotate my paper. Make sure it connects. Okay, so our elevation is 0 to 8 feet, and our width is no longer than this width right here, which should have been 20 feet. Okay, now what we're going to do is this is the height of this walls, but on the wall we do see windows and a door. So now we're going to draw the windows and the doors. So there's going to be two ways to do this. You can, remember how we brought these lines up? You can bring them up as well. So I'm going to do the door with like how I bring the lines up. And then I'll do the windows with just measuring. So we know that our door starts right there, which means the door starts right here as well. Remember, the door always starts from the ground. And then our door ends right here. So then that means our door ends right there as well. So that's our door opening. Now, doors, for our exterior doors, we said they were 3 feet wide. But all doors, majority of standard doors, are 6 feet 8 inches tall. So we know the height from this bottom to the top needs to be 6 feet 8 inches tall. So I'm going to turn it on my 1/4 inch scale and go 0 to 6, and now it needs to be 8 inches. Well, we go to 7, but that's too big, and 6 feet 6 inches is right here because that's in between 6 and 7. So I'm just going to go slightly over the 6 to get 6 feet 8 inches. And I know this is where I want to end. So I'm going to line up my right triangle. And then I want to connect. And there's our 6 foot 8 inch tall door that is 3 feet wide.